Let's now move on to looking at the structure of the organization, right? Certain organizations are structured in a manner which helps them to take on new projects, which helps them to face new challenges. And this is a great competence that the organization has. One of the pioneers of looking at organizational structures is Professor Mintzberg. Professor Mintzberg has created this organogram, which is a way of looking at the internal structure of an organization. If you look at any business organization, you have a strategic apex, which is the board. You have a middle line, which is the management. You have an operating core, which is the staff. You have departments like quality control, accounting and finance, and HR, which are closely involved with the operations of the company. These departments are called the technostructure. And then you have departments like public relations and legal, which are support functions because they are functions not directly involved in the operations of the company, but which provide services to those operations. Mintzberg conceived the status of the organogram to permit an internal analyst to evaluate the way in which a particular company's structure, particular company's internal structure is formed, the way in which the company's internal structure will support various other departments within the company. This is a very important component of internal analysis. This brings us to the issue of span of control. Span of control is really the number of direct subordinates that an individual has, that a manager has. Depending on whether the organization is a tall organization or a flat organization, the span of control will vary. Look at an organization with, let us say, 3,000 employees. Now, if that organization has 7 levels, starting with the director and ending with operators, right? Then each level, each of those 7 levels will have a certain number of people. Each manager in those 7 levels will have a certain number of subordinates reporting to him. Suppose we convert this company into a flat organization, and instead of having 7 levels, we have 3 levels. Then what happens? Each manager at those 3 levels will now have more people reporting to him, right? So, span of control is the number of immediate subordinates reporting to a manager. The advantage of a tall organization is that the span of control is small, and therefore the manager is able to direct his subordinates better. The manager is able to assist his subordinates better. the manager is able to evaluate his subordinates better. However, the disadvantage of a tall organization, a tall structure, is that because there are, let us say, 7 levels in the organization, information from the field, for instance, takes a long time to reach the directors of the organization. And similarly, decisions taken by the directors are not communicated in their true manner to the operatives on the ground. On the other hand, if you look at a flat organization which has 3 levels, in the case of a flat organization, information collected by the field staff will reach directors rapidly, and decisions made by directors will be conveyed in their proper manner and with proper emphasis to the operational staff. But in the case of a flat organization, each manager has a large number of subordinates reporting to him, and this makes it relatively difficult for the manager to evaluate their performance, makes it difficult for the manager to assist them, to guide them. So both structures have their advantages and disadvantages, and when we do internal analysis of an organization, we need to pay attention to this particular aspect, the organizational structure.